Well, let me now bring in our guest in studio, Mr. Claus Drexel, film director who made that documentary about America, asking the question, what's left of this American dream? Now, your documentary focuses on a small town in Arizona along the famous Route 66. Arizona, home to another of those eyed midterm battle cycle, the race to fill the seat of a retiring Republican Senator Jeff Flake. But, you know, give me an overall opinion. It seems like Arizona is somewhat an independently minded, very conservative state, is it not?
Yes, it's somehow part of the swing states, but just because Phoenix, which is a very big city, is mostly Latin American, and these people are voting for the Democrats, and the countryside is really Republican, and that's why I wanted to go there and to make this film 2 years ago. So we were there 1 month before the election, 1 month after the election, and I was really convinced that I would meet people who are strong, deeply rooted Trump supporters, but that was not the case. They were just against Hillary Clinton mainly, I think. And what has changed now in these 2 years, I think, is America has become more polarized than ever. And this pushes people to go to the extremes. And I guess now these people, they are much more hardcore Trump supporters than they have been by then. You know?
Oh yeah, that 2 years he's gained support. What do you think is polarizing them? Is it the fact that they feel that Trump listens to them more?
Well, I think we're in a tough world. And somehow when you're, I don't want to judge people, but somehow when you're a little bit weak or when you feel insecure, or when you have a tough leader who says aggressive things, you tend to follow this person who might be protective somehow. And I think that something is called the Overton window, showing us that what kind of political words are acceptable. And this window is shifting towards, and I think it's, somehow people who feel insecure, who feel not at their place, somehow they can, they tend to follow these very aggressive words.
Yeah, and maybe clear, concise words as well. And that's something we see replicated across the world. But one of the things in your documentary, the town that it focuses on, it comes down, as it often does in elections, to the economy. Now, overall in the United States, the economy doing very well, unemployment around 4%. But what is it like there? Is that people's main fear is for their economy?
Well, I think the economy is doing well, but it's an average. America is getting richer. It's the richest country in the world. I mean, I don't know why Donald Trump how he can complain. I mean, it's the richest country in the world. But the problem is who has the money, and it's and there are more and more really poor people, and they cannot. I mean, it doesn't change anything for them that the country is rich in itself. And I think, in my point of view, the big problem with the Democrats is that at the end of the 60s, early 70s, they started to turn away from the blue collars, from the poor people, and because it was much more sexy to be supported by, we see it now, I mean, the billionaires from the Silicon Valley or Harvey Weinstein, and of course these poor people, they cannot relate to these people, and so that's why they turn away from the Democrats and try to find the American dream, not in something with a rich middle class, open-minded, etc., but more something aggressive where they defend their ground.
Okay, well, Mr. Drexel, stay with us in studio. Lots more questions to try and understand that field across in the US to come.